These fraternities are bloodlines, so they go long, back in history. The fact that they walk on the red carpet. The only queens and kings walk on red carpets. So how come your American presidents are doing it? Because they're bloodline. 43 American presidents, all the ones who became president, are directly linked to British monarchs by blood. From Roosevelt, in fact, all of them, all of the ones who became president are linked by bloodline to royal families, and the walking on the red carpet, which is the bloodline, proves it.
There's a group of probably 300 men that control most of the actions of the world. That boils down to what's known as like the 7 families. And between the 7 families, they all pretty much have divided up the earth as we know it.
At the heart of the secret societies lie some of the most powerful people in this country. Alan Greenspan, for example, can be connected to these people. These people run the major banks, major insurance companies. Now, we don't really stop and think about these folks or these organizations, but they exert a tremendous impact on the lives of every single individual citizen.
Well, my name's John Greenwald. I've been doing a website called The Black Vault for about 6 years. I research the connections on what the government has done, the investigations they've done in the past, and what I do is I scan all these documents on the internet and have archived over 107,000 pages on the internet. I was able to come up with a little bit of a weird coincidence with the 9/11 conspiracy. I found a document that was the government research into the terrorist organizations and terrorist groups and what their capabilities were and what exactly they may have been planning in the future. They profiled one in particular, and that was obviously Al-Qaeda. That doesn't really sound too strange, but the strange part is the government publication date on the document. And that publication date was September 10th, 2001, one day before the tragedy struck. So that in itself was very, very strange.
And then Adolf Hitler and his henchmen, people like Himmler and Goebbels, Rosenberg, were always talking about the fact that there was a 1,000-year Reich. They kept on using this term about a 1,000-year kingdom. Then we have George Bush later on talking about the 1,000 points of light. Right? We have George Bush using the term New World Order, I think it was in 2000, on September 11th. And September 11th, 2000, was the first time ever that George Bush used the term, we have to have a New World Order.
In regards to secret societies, yes. I mean, the very nature of man is to form these protective societies and conspire, if you will, breathing together. They all seem to be interlinked, the Illuminati, the Masons, the Club of Rome, P5, the Bilderbergers, the CFR, the Trilateralists. They seem to all be different offshoots of the same general secret club. And it's just a bunch of rich people. It's all people with $1 billion who all get together to decide how to either make more money or how to fleece the sheep, being us. What war is going to happen here or there, or what's going to happen between nations or powers. It's all aspects of political science, which are how to get populations to do what you want to gain further control.
So these terms that are on the dollar bill, that are on flags, let's say in Zurich. In Zurich you have the headquarters of the Illuminati, the headquarters of World Freemasonry is in Zurich, Switzerland. Over the door of that building is the term Ordo ab Chaos, which means order out of chaos. And Jordan Maxwell and other experts in this subject have talked about that means that the plan of government is to always orchestrate, to engineer chaos in order to create the order, later on. Out of chaos comes the order the people demand, security. All the events that we see down through time, tribulations caused by government, have this as a central principle. Wars are connected to this.
In researching these secret societies, what I found was really astounding. They're nothing new. They track back through older secret societies. They go back in through Illuminized Freemasonry, back to the Knights Templars, back through the Cathars, back through the Rosicrucians, You go all the way back to the ancient mystery schools of Greece and Egypt. And even those schools do not spring whole cloth into existence. They are remnants of the older secret societies in the world, which date all the way back to the ancient Sumerian civilization. And they left behind clay tablets still in existence, which basically state that they were the product of a colonization by people from space.
People have been living from day to day, never realizing the profound impact secrets have on us. Secret government, secret projects, secret knowledge. And today we are beginning to see that the world is in serious trouble. I believe that the things which are going on in the world today, not the least of which the Middle Eastern war and Middle Eastern intrigue, I think the machinations that are going on behind the scenes of world government are being orchestrated. I have no doubt in my mind, after 43 years of looking at this subject, that so much of our world, the wars, the violence, the bloodshed, the animosity among races, is purposely designed by someone. Catholic Church is involved in Israel. They're involved in the Holocaust. When the Germans saw, when the Nazis saw that the war was going bad for them and they were going to lose the war, that was like 1944, all the top Nazis were given Vatican passports and given safe passage and money through the Vatican banks. Money was given to all the top Nazis to get them out. So the Vatican sent a bunch of Nazis to Uruguay, Paraguay, Brazil, Argentina. We know they're down there. Well, it's all Catholic down there. That's right. That's why they're down there. The scientists and the theoreticians, they sent directly through the CIA, which is the Knights of Malta organization for the Catholic Church. Catholic Church is CIA. CIA is Catholic Church. The CIA broke into the Watergate Hotel. Watergate Hotel is owned by the Vatican. The owners of the Watergate Hotel today in Washington, D.C. is owned by the Catholic Church. It's a Vatican owner. The Vatican owns the Watergate. And the CIA was in there doing their dirty work in the Watergate Hotel. And then they got Nixon kicked out of office because Nixon realized that the Vatican is involved in all this crap and the English involved in all this crap, so the Vatican set up their own people. Send the CIA into, well, we can't do it in just any place. That's all right, send it to our hotel, we'll take care of it. Reinhard Gehlen was not only a Knights of Malta, but he was also one of the founders of today, the CIA. Reinhard Gehlen was the man in charge of security for Adolf Hitler. He was chief of security for the Nazi Empire, Reinhard Gehlen. And when he saw that things were going bad and they were going to lose, Reinhard Gehlen was chief of security. He's not an idiot. And this guy knows the war is up. We've lost. So he goes to the Vatican, and the Vatican gets him a ticket over here to work for America, and he comes over here and sets up something called the CIA. All of these religious leaders in America on television, they have contracts under the table with international oil cartels, drug cartels, banking cartels, and they are reaping in millions of dollars in private profits in European banks that American Christians have no idea in the world about. But all you have to do is just start doing some homework and checking on all of the so-called Christian leaders who are all for the state of Israel. Find out how much money did you make last year. Then you begin finding out the oil companies put up millions of dollars for Christian churches to send out missions. So many of the Christian missionaries that go out around the world, and these you see them nightly on television, missionary movements that go out to the poor, starving people of Africa and the poor people of China.